It's 4 minutes and 6 seconds, in fact, to check this Anthony Gordon goal. Let's see if we can do it in less time than that. I'm not sure if we'll manage that. There are big talking points all the way through it. First of all, does the ball go out? Then, was there a foul on the back post? Then, was Anthony Gordon offside? Jamie, do you want a first touch?
I think the big one is about the ball going out. I don't think it's a foul. I mean, the offside's very, very difficult to see. But this is the big one. But the problem is the camera angle. So there's lots of stills. You can look at that. You can look on social media and everyone saying the ball's out. But the camera angle we have here is not conclusive. So I'm glad in some ways that it's still being given and they're allowed to play on. I thought straight away about the offside. That was my first thought. Mainly because obviously there was only one player between the two Newcastle players.
Gary was sure that wasn't a foul on commentary.
I don't think it was a foul, no. And no, I mean, it's when you look at the offside, if they can't
this is
get
what
the angle.
the VAR was saying, Jamie. If I just take over for a second, VAR was saying there was not conclusive evidence of any of these three incidents being in Arsenal's favour, so they couldn't determine the fact that that ball was out of play. And we know the arc of the ball means that it could be out if we had a better camera angle. Was that a foul? VAR again said they were happy it wasn't. They didn't have any further evidence to say that it was a foul, nor indeed that there was anything conclusive on whether Anthony Gordon was in an offside position, because they couldn't really clearly determine from the camera angles available the point of contact on Joe Linton, which would determine whether Anthony Gordon was ahead of play or behind it.
Listen, there were people looking and criticising VAR. Look, they had three looks at three different things. So how can you still get to giving a goal? What I would say is, since VAR came in, people have been very critical, trying to find a way or look for things to disallow a goal. Now, if you're then complaining about this situation, you can't have the argument both ways. Because you could argue completely the other way that they found a way to give the goal. There's not enough evidence to turn it around. I commentated on a game last week and there was talk of a handball. Now, it looked handball, but every time you look back at the evidence and the replays, there was nothing conclusive to disallow the goal. And I actually like that. If they're looking, as they do on every goal, and they look and they can't find the evidence, or whether it's the camera angle, or there's not enough evidence there to disallow a goal, that, for me, should be given a goal. So I've got no problem. I can understand Arsenal fans will be frustrated, but in terms of looking at VAR, you can't have the argument both ways that they're looking to take goals away from us when it looks like they've maybe almost been looking to find a way to give the goal because they can't find anything that says it shouldn't be given.
We might have another way of looking at whether the ball was out. Izzy, before that, let's have we've got another couple of angles at the challenge with Joe Linton and whether we can determine from the angles we've got here.
Well, we all know Joe Linton is a very physical player. And I actually think that...
Can you tell where the ball leaves him?
Well, the ball leaves him as a result. Gabriel, what he's done is he's got himself in a position where he thinks he's done enough to stop Joe Linton. Yes, he's got his arms up. The question for me is there enough contact, physical contact, to force Gabriel onto the floor?
But with the offside as well. I'm trying to work out when the ball leaves him, so whether he's actually offside or not.
Well, the ball's left Joe Linton as a result of Gabriel hitting the deck. But for me, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For me, the naked eye, it looked to me like the ball was out. But of course, that's been checked and it's been deemed that the ball remained in. But for me, there's not enough physical contact from Joe Linton. Two things I want to do, Jamie, with the touchscreen and the angles that we've got in here. Have another look at whether, from that angle of the goal line, whether we can see... if we've got any more evidence where the ball was out. And also I want to talk about it from a football perspective, because we haven't actually done that yet, the only goal in the game.
Well, what's interesting, I said about the game almost being, in some ways, a throwback. Wasn't a lot of great football in the game, and you think of where the goal comes from. It's just a long ball, it just becomes a second ball. Really, you talk about normally trying to play through the lines, it's a long ball, it's a fight. They find themselves a little bit all over the place, but it's brilliant from Joe Linton, brilliant run, and then they keep it alive. And then the ball goes wide, and then... I mean, they're trying to do as much as we possibly can. It might be better on another angle.
Yeah, I think it might be.
It's a bit probably far away, that one, from Newcastle's point of view. But it does really well. Let's not forget, it's all about the ball going out. I think it's Willock on that far side. Does absolutely brilliant to keep it alive. But this is the angle I just wanted to look at. We can get maybe a bit more in this. And this is when I'm talking about Arsenal. I think I'm watching a different Arsenal this season. They're getting similar results, but they look a lot stronger defensively. I think they defended brilliantly for a lot of this game. But they let themselves down here. And I just want to, three of the defenders, so it's just a long ball, so straight away, Ben White on that far side, Joe Linton's then come away from being the midfield player, now he's part of the front three. He's a yard away from being in the right position. He should be a little bit more inside, Ben White, but also he's not powerful enough, he's not strong enough. As this ball comes, to challenge now, Ben White should be getting that right arm across, getting Joe Linton out the way, and then coming across and making a challenge. And then Gabriel here, he's got to go with his right foot first of all. It's there to be cleared. He then, because he wants it on his left foot, he has to take another step. He still should clear it. Completely misses the ball. And here, Tomiyasu, again, has allowed an attacking player to get the wrong side of him. So 3 out the back 4 have made a mistake, and then they're all over the place. And this is the angle where we're trying to see as much as we possibly can about this ball going out. I mean, it looks out. You can't say it doesn't.
Yeah.
I think it's just back.
One more. One more for luck.
There we go.
Is it one more? No, or one more? No, one more forward.
That's it.
Now, that looks out.
Blow it up.
I mean, that's...
Perspective of the camera, can we talk about that?
I mean, the camera angle, of course, you know, when you look at sort of... We have that on goal line technology, don't we? You always have the right camera angle. Obviously, we haven't got it here. Now, would that have looked...
I mean, the thing is, we don't... As much as Arsenal fans will be screaming, really, Izzy, we don't really know where that arc of the ball goes and whether all of the ball is over all of the line.
We don't, but what you get told as a kid playing football, right, is play till the whistle. Basics, right? And me and Jamie have just identified all the players that are inside the box. Have a look over to the line.